Welcome. A former national chairman of the Interparty Advisory Council, Peter Ameh, has said that the pause from northern Nigeria shows that the people of the region accept presidential hopeful Peter Obi as a single-term proposal. According to him, he said that the former Anambra governor seeking to be elected president in 2027 isn't coming to learn on the job, as he does not have an "it's my turn" mentality like President Bola Tinubu of the All Progressive Congress. According to him, Peter Obi's character, competence, and empathic leadership made him accepted in northern Nigeria. Let's take a look.
The issue is that people really misunderstand the Constitution a lot. What every candidate that's running for either governor or president has is not a guarantee to two-term. It's a guarantee one term of 4 years. It's written in section 35, section 135, subsection 2, for you to perform for 4 years. And you have the freedom to revalidate that mandate by going back to the electorate to be re-elected. But if a person, I've known Peter Obi for a very long time, and I'm saying this, I've been in the political cycle. You've known me for years, I've been EPAC secretary, IPAC chairman, a lot of other things. I'm not doing this politics now because I want to, be somewhere or just get salary or just participate in the government. No, I would have had this opportunity long time ago. We are looking at how to save this country. Peter Obi is somebody that has conquered greed, is moral and politically upright and disciplined. Very disciplined. How I wish many Nigerians could just be used as people who go to him so that they can get mentored. Because let me tell you, the level of way he's pushing this one-term is sacrosanct. It's not something that has been done in the bedroom. Peter Obi will not want to lose his integrity or wants to lose his public, acceptance and appeal by just saying something, goes to the Twitter and say it, go to television, say it on your channels. These are clear statements that he's committed to participating in governance by doing the right thing. What is 4 years? 4 years is a lot of years. If you have the leader that is compassionate and committed, that sit every day, that can have the energy to go through the papers and go through the books, 4 years is a lot of years. Go and look at what is happening in Argentina. Go and look at what is doing in Argentina. Inflation has dropped drastically. The GDP has increased. The people are having, the unemployment rate is working. In just 2 years in Argentina. It took only 2 years for President Bola Tinubu to bring us to this level of leadership. So poor leadership. So we need to be able to understand one thing, that 2 years is a lot of years to strengthen our institutional framework, to put up our discipline when it comes to fiscal responsibility and how we manage our resources. The most important thing you see in our government is that there's so much waste in governance and we don't prioritize our spending. So these are the character that Peter Obi has, that if he brings on board, it will be able to re-engineer how governance is operated in this country. And it's clear. Look, let's not drag this issue of one person saying 4 years. You have 365 days times 4.
Is that enough to do a lot of sincerity in it? We've seen situations where politicians go with one statement, and at the end of the day, they have the right to change their minds, and they say, the people have prevailed on me. That's what I said. That's what I want. But what will I do when people say, no, that you must change your mind? You have to listen to the people. We've heard that over and over again.
This country is very diverse. Power is not domiciled in one zone. People will see you. The young people, we must give them good example. That's why, look, I've sat with him when somebody came to him and said, he said, no. I want to be able to leave example behind for young upcoming Nigerians to see that a man can make statement, a man can commit to the statement, and a man can deliver on a statement. Because this is only a pathway to creating new generation that will not see politics from the prism of it is my turn, you must grab the ballot box, you must run away with it. These are the challenge we have. People want to forcefully be in government perpetually without even delivering for the people. What we are looking for is that he has a prototype of the plan of what kind of government he thinks he should run. And he's not coming in to come and learn on the job. He's very successful when it comes to private sector, participation. He has done governor before. A lot of people might want to misrepresent his achievement, but there are records to show that he has performed and is committed to delivering good governance to any sector he has participated in. See, this one term, He's not saying it in the bedroom. He's not signing it with 3, 4 people sitting down and saying, oh, look, I want to just do one term. He's telling Nigerians that in 4 years' time, if I stay for 4 years, you will see the kind of impactful leadership that you've not seen before. And then we can now usher in a system where it will be representative, that will show representation for the interest of people. You see these 2 terms that we are doing, that people have misjudged from Section 134 to Section 2, to say, no, it's compulsory, I must do 2 terms. If you fail in an exam, will you go to the next class? You shouldn't go to the next class. Even if you succeed in that class, and you feel, a lot of people have had first degree that are not having masters. It doesn't mean that they are not brilliant, but you have to do something that will come to your satisfaction. This kind of leadership we have today are not leadership that we must forcefully put them, oh, they must do second term. And people talk about written agreement. Let me tell you one thing about unwritten agreement. It is even more decisive than written ones, even more decisive, especially when it's signed with open mind with the people.
Yeah.
I am very confident. I trust in his leadership, and I trust in his success that he will do for you.
You've been around for some time, and the thinking is that Peter Obi said what he said to appeal to the North. And naturally, there's those who will imagine that Muhammad Buhari spent 8 years in office. Bola Tinubu has spent 4 years. And the competition is against Bola Tinubu because naturally Bola Tinubu will get the ticket of the APC and will want to conclude a second term, making it 8 years. So you would have had a North for 8 years and the South 8 years. So Peter Obi will imagine that to pacify the North, if he says he wants to do 2 terms, it would have meant that Bola Tinubu, if he wins, Bola Tinubu will have done 4 years. If Peter Obi wins and does 8 years, it will be 12 straight years of the South, which will be seen as imbalance and injustice because of the unwritten arrangement of the power balance. Now, and that's why I will take you back to how Peter Obi got his vote. Peter Obi got his vote, and there are those who will say the Christian not in the North Central, in the Taraba, Benue, Nasarawa, Kogi, Kwara, they were the ones who stood for Peter Obi. And you saw his vote, and he got 1.4 million votes. You saw his vote and what he got in the Southeast. That is his home turf, his region. 1.9 million votes. There are states where Peter Obi, Anambra State, for example, he won in all the local government areas. He won over 90% of the entire vote cast in the Northeast. You look at the South, 1.2 million votes. But guess what is happening? In the Northeast, you couldn't get more than 315,000. Northwest, 350,000. And these are the issues. Appeal to the North. Do you think that telling them he will run for second term will serve?
The North is a very diverse place, and it's a very complex political territory. For me, I don't think the North is as difficult as people want to make people to believe. And people talk about this vote. I really don't rely on this data. Why? Because there are other public data that does not tally with the data announced by any. But let's leave that as it may be. But the fact is that the northern Nigeria that you see today, where comprising from Kaduna, Kano, Sokoto, and all that, his performance was very clear. Very clear. Even in Plateau, you saw what he did in Plateau. What we are saying is that we want an election that is free, that is fair, that is credible. There are a lot of irregularities that is still hanging on the IRF thing today, that if you put them together, you will know that you will sympathize that these votes were totally stolen at the daybreak. Look, there are reports. Have you seen the Premium Times report? Have you seen the BBC report on how elections were stolen? Votes were stolen from Mr. Peter Obi. So at the end of the day, let's not talk about the North as if the North does not understand. The North is even more politically understanding than any other region of this country. Peter Obi has made an emphatic statement. He has made a public declaration that I want to just do one time so that I don't take the balance of our arrangement.
So the question is that based on the figure and the appeal Peter Obi has, do you think that the North will be willing to concede, or are they listening to Peter Obi? Are they going to be pleased?
I see them listening more.
The votes are in the North,
there's no party today,
Northwest and in the Northeast.
There's no party today. No, there's no party today that is discussing about who are in the opposition, that who should run for the presidency, that Peter Obi is not topping the list. Even with survey, you can go and do your own private survey and consult it. See, the clear point today, everybody know, when it comes to public discussion today, Peter Obi has taken over and is in charge of the dynamics leading to 2027 election. It pains me today that we talk about North, we talk about South. In the last election, 44.5% was what Peter Obi got in the South, and he got 15.2% in the North. You are showing Kwankwaso result today. Kwankwaso got 1 point something million in the entire country. They are not discussing that. It's not about the fact that somebody's from Southeast, somebody's from Northeast. It's that we should be looking at compassion. We should be looking at the capacity to have, character, to be disciplined enough to manage our public resources. Because you can't have a situation where our public resources are misaligned, they are misallocated, and they are not directed to priority areas that would have helped the masses to grow. And that is his agenda. The agenda to come, to look at the resources that is available. You can't take decisions. Remove fuel subsidy. You do rebasing of the public data we have about our economy, and yet you are not taking mitigating decisions that will help our economy to help the masses to grow.
I'm doing political numbers tonight,
okay,
and I'm putting those figures because those were the election figures, and I'm doing a bit of the breakdown. Let me show you what Bola Tinubu got, and I wish that we could put those figures side by side. In the same North Central, where Peter Obi got about 1.6 million votes right now, Peter Obi got, in the North Central, he got 1.4. But in the North Central, Tinubu matched him with more figures. Tinubu got 1.7 million votes in the North Central. And you look at it, where Peter Obi couldn't be able to stand up more than 300,000 votes, Tinubu got, in the Northwest, 2.6 million votes. In the Northeast, where Peter Obi got 300,000 votes, Tinubu got 1.185 million votes. But Tinubu was roundly defeated, beaten in Peter Obi's domain of Southeast. Tinubu got a paltry 127,000. That means he's very unpopular in the Southeast, although he has governors who are currently holding some state in the South. But even at that, Tinubu and the APC were roundly defeated in the Southeast. So you look at this figure. And in the Southwest, where Peter Obi also got a lot of figure, that is Tinubu's domain. That is the second highest vote by region, geopolitical zone, that Tinubu got. 2.279 million votes. That's what Tinubu. If you look at all of this, you will see that Tinubu is more acceptable in the Southwest, more acceptable in the Northwest, and more acceptable in the North Central. And these are three critical regions where the votes emerge from. If you look at the 10 top states where the votes come from, you find them in these three regions.
Let me tell you one very clear fact. The 2023 election, there were dynamics that determined this course. Vote that came out from the Northeast and from the Northwest especially. Those confidence, those understanding are no longer there. The vote that came from the Northwest wasn't really coming because Tinubu was the one on the ballot. There were decisions. There were clear decisions within the Northwest, reason why APC should have that vote. But I'm telling you, those decisions are no longer there. That's why you're hearing that the North is not happy with Tinubu. Tinubu has neglected the North. You can't use this data to now be able to judge what will happen in 2027. Because I'm telling you, there's a distinctive difference between what will happen in 2027 and what happened in 2023. Today, as we speak, more people are more enlightened, more people have come to the realization. When you are contesting the election, and you are contesting as somebody who is in office, he must come with his scorecard. It is his record of performance that determines how much vote he's going to get. The people have had a chance to govern for the past 2 years. What are the records? What is the level of human developmental index in this country today? The data we have data in the public that does not reflect performance for the benefit of people. The masses are suffering. The economy is stagnating. So these are the challenges Tinubu will have going to the next election.
So Tinubu, you are of the opinion that Tinubu has been rejected by the North?
Completely by the Nigerian masses. It's not just about the North.
So these figures were not stand. Even when he
lost in FCT, with all full scale.
And he lost in Lagos too.
Yes, in full scale. So, and that has not changed because he hasn't done anything.
Although it was a marginal loss to Peter Obi, with just a few thousands.
I want to rely on the data because it's public.
But Peter Obi won there.
And those data. But what we are saying is
Peter Obi won in Lagos. He won in FCT.
Going to the next election is not going to be the same thing. And that's why you find out that the struggle to try to give appointment, try to change things, try to see whether you can catch up. You can see even the chief of staff is holding meeting with Northern House of Rep who served with him and say, please allow him to go a second time. Don't remove him. Because they know
you think that
the people are not happy.
Has Peter Obi made more inroads in the north? Because he did badly in the north.
I'm from the northern Nigeria, don't forget. Maybe you see me because I speak Yoruba, you think I'm from Ogun State. I'm from northern Nigeria. And we know as we speak today that the current available decisions of our people favors Peter Obi. You can decide to say anything. But I know what happened in the North Central. I know what happened in some part of the Northeast. You can see that Bauchi, people weren't even allowed to vote. The videos are in public. So we are going to now challenge this other, all the illegal processes that was used, that was deployed in 2023 to undermine our voters, to undermine the outcome of the election. And we are going to now put up mechanisms in place that will be able to defend properly the popularity that Peter Obi has gotten and the acceptance that Peter Obi has.
Is Peter Obi going to the PDP?
No, the issue about PDP, the issue about ADC and LP is about issue about people, parties looking for a credible candidate that can deliver the election for them in 2027.
So when PDP is actually caught in Peter Obi?
Yes, of course, it's open. It's not even a hidden secret. This is an open secret.
But we hear that Jonathan also is interested in PDP.
It is Jonathan's fundamental right to run. But today, what is there, the person that has the momentum, the person that has the public appeal, the person that people feel will be able to cut down the cost of governance. What we have today is a bogus, unnecessary expenditure that government is going into that does not help our people. You can't be buying private jet for 150 billion where we have an extra 8 of it. You cannot be buying kitchen utensils. You can't be buying Cadillac for yourself. You cannot try to be buying all sorts of things that expand the cost of governance. Especially recurrent expenditure. But as of last year, our recurrent expenditure, performed 100%. But our capital expenditure was performing below 30%. So we have a challenge that there's no proper investment in our society.
Right.
We can't have a system where we have one of the best arable land in the world and we are not manufacturing. We can't have enough food for our people. Today, they have dropped the rice. They tell you the price of rice have dropped. But they're killing local farmers. They open the borders. So the rice can just come in. This is what we will not accept. And this is what I know that Peter Obi will not accept. Right. He will invest in local economy. Right. And the economy will be booming enough to be able to sustain the Nigerian masses so that we will not be so dependent on
Peter Ameh.